Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. I'm a little bit late on this, but I mean, it's been crazy, bruh. It's been crazy. I mean, just take a look at this, right? Just, and, 20 hours ago, and we're already, 10 videos, 11 videos deep, right? So it's gonna be very busy. I mean, this is how Dokkan, and I mean, a lot of gacha games can do this, right? Like, Legends is about to do the same thing, where it's just been slow, it's been slow, and then boom, there's just an explosion of a million crazy things, right? So with Dokkan, this Heroes celebration, not only are the characters, I think, the best Heroes characters we've ever gotten strength-wise, which you guys know I care a lot about. That's my, I care more about how good characters are these days than, animations and stuff like that. It's reversed for a lot of people, I know, but yeah, that's just me. Heroes characters are great. And then not only that, but there's a lot of content along with the Heroes characters as well. So I think this is a great W for Dokkan. These characters are just so fun, right? Like it's like this blue Vegeta, right? Like this dark energy blue Vegeta. I mean, obviously, Limit Breaker Super Saiyan for Vegito. Like, how hard does that art go knowing he's ridiculous, right? Like, could you imagine if, he has this, nasty art and then he sucked like Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta did last year? Like, no way, man. So, that's good. Like, being able to use a lot of these fun characters, like the Super Saiyan 3 Rose, and they're actually really good, really competitive, and better than many of the characters we have right now, I think is going to make this celebration a lot more fun. So let's go ahead and jump into the celebration details here and see what we have. Again, there's a lot of events and stuff like that going on. How many characters exactly is it? It's 16 characters? So let's just double check that, and then we're going through the actual thing. Okay, so we have 4, well, damn, her SSR doesn't matter. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, actually, I'm stupid. The easier way we could have done this was just right here. Right? 3, 6, 8, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, we have 18 new characters coming in between EZAs, free-to-play EZAs, and then, of course, new summonable Heroes characters. So that's pretty good. New stages will appear for the red zones. That's great, awesome. So we'll see how tough. I believe the final fight is Hearts. We will see how tough Hearts is going to be. Also during the campaign period, okay, they're talking about this right here. So launch is guaranteed up until the 7th of December. Guaranteed launch. So that means we're going to get a guaranteed Elder Kai. This event is great. I will fall to my knees and humble myself before global players. Please, man, make sure you guys are all grinding this stage. It's once a day. It's it takes 20 seconds. The rewards are just so good. You must do that stage every single day. You have to. All right, so there's that. All right, so let's see. So login, missions, typical stuff like that. Here, of course, is the main banner with Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito as well as Super Saiyan 3 Rose. Both are very good. At Rose, I feel like, from what I'm seeing people talk about, Rose seems a little bit underrated to me. I think Rose's damage is pretty bad until he transforms, which is on turn 5, so that's the majority. Outside of Omega, that's the entire fight. But I think Rose is going to be a fairly defensive slot 2 or slot 3 character. He seems good enough to run to me. And then, of course, Vegito's retired. I mean, he's the best TUR outside of the major 3 characters everyone loves, right? Like, this guy is way better than Gohan and Piccolo and Super Trunks and Turles and Kale and 17 and 17. Like, they're all losers compared to Vegito. Then, of course, Vegito has a Dokkan event. Now, I mean, this is going to be rough, just pointing out that, nearly, half of these characters awaken with those medals, right? Like, if we just... okay, we've already got Rose pulled up. Let's grab you. Where's Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4? Vegeta, Fu, right? We pull them up. And, well, actually, they awaken from the story event, huh? But, there's 77 right there. There's another 35 right there. There's another 35 right there. There's another 35 right there. These two, they're Shattering Limit. They don't count. And then Rose is another 77. There's just so many of those medals. we are going to need to awaken a lot of those characters. Now, the good news is that they did bless us with some missions. There's actually a fairly large amount of medals we're able to get via missions here. So if we go ahead and click, I think it's actually the first one right here. Yeah. So we're able to get 28, 42, 56 medals. So 56 medals right there just from doing a couple of conditional runs. Works really, really, really well. So that's super good. We're gonna need a lot more than that, but I do like that. I still maintain that my idea would be better than these missions, which is just to create a new difficulty level for all Dokkan events, and you could just scale it to the bosses having red zone stats. I think would be very fun, because then every single Dokkan event that comes out, we have basically a new red zone stage, right? Like it would be super good, and you could give like 50 medals or something. Would be awesome. Here, of course, is the medal missions, which we just looked at. Super Sale. I believe with this stone, this would allow you to get one of the other hero characters, right? So obviously not any of the new summonable units, but you'd be able to pick up one of the characters from the past, which could be good. The most important character who's not new, without a doubt, is Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Picking him up with this, if he is available with it, which I feel like he should be, if you pick, he is so good for it. Now, this, of course, is going to be a purchase thing, right? Like, you are going to have to actually buy this stone, but the value is good. Vegito, I think that this EZA Vegito, he's worth, I don't know, the $40 or whatever it's going to cost to get him. You can make nothing in gacha is worth any money at all. You could easily say that, but if we're going by how Dokkan itself values stones and characters and stuff like that, this guy is definitely worth that stone right there. So that's good. All right, so we have that. Then we have, these are just the characters we could pick with it. You could, right, grab one of these guys. So these two would EZA next year, right? God Trunks and Meki Cabra. Meki Cabra, he could be really interesting, I think. He could be very powerful. These guys with EZAs could be interesting. There's going to be a new story event. It's just a couple of stages, but this is where we can get some medals to awaken some characters, stuff like that, and more content is always a good thing. Then this is a mission. This is like a punching bag type mission, right? Proton actually did a really good job, I think, with his thread. He always says, shout out to Proton, man. These threads are just so damn fire, right? So here's that story event right there. And then here's the, this punching bag type event, right? The first couple of stages are going to be, you want to use time traveler characters. And then next week is crossover characters. Here's the thing about this. I would imagine that these are going to be pretty easy to do. And you probably could just use the same strategy that worked for the Don Key nuking event when LR Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku came out. I think if you just use the two Super Strike Gotenks, I'm sure we'll be able to get all these missions done. That makes me like those Super Strike Gotenks quite a bit, right? Like, they actually, I love when characters have a clear and defined purpose, and they being really good for these nuking events, that is a clear purpose to me. So I like those Super Strike Gotenks because of that, right? Then we have the EZA. This is 8 characters, right, who are actually getting an EZA from this. If we just take a glance here, I could just quickly give very fast thoughts. Demon Goddess Toa is very good. Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is he's a monster. Super Saiyan 4 Broly starts out bad, but when he's fully built up, I think he could be pretty good, actually. But, it's these days we want characters good turn 1, not good turn 6 or something like that. This guy sucks. I think Dark Mask King is very strong as well. Mira, I don't think is very good, but I kind of want to see him in action. Xeno Deborah sucks, but he has a very well-designed kit towards dominating Super Battle Road, but, he's not going to be very strong outside of that, right? And then that is pretty much it. Yeah, that's all the characters. But we have a couple of decent options. I think Demon Goddess Toa, you give her full, 30 dodge, and then, you know, you throw her on, you know, like, she could go on teams, like, you could run, she's a terrifying conqueror buff, right? Like, you could get away with running her on those teams, because Demon Goddess Toa, unlike a lot of other characters here, she does not actually have crossover restrictions or anything like that. She just is what she is. So that's a bad bitch right there. She's good. I think she's good. She's good. Then the previous EZAs will go up. Some of these characters in certain situations can still be effective. This guy's a great example. This guy's going to be, I think, still fantastic alongside the Limpbreaker Super Saiyan 4s and stuff like that. So we have that. Then this is... Yeah, here's the EZA banner. Yeah, I love that they do this. So we have the main banner with the new characters, right? Limpbreaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, as well as Super Saiyan 3 Rose. And then we also have a second banner with the EZA characters. Now, the EZA characters will be on the Rose and Limitbreaker Vegito banner, but they will be unfeatured. And typically, I actually... Damn, let me actually pause real quick and pull up the banner, because I got to make this point. Even though they are technically on the banner, the rates are much lower to get unfeatured units compared to normal banners. All right, so here's last year's banner, right? So here's what I'm talking about. So the featured rate here is 7%, and then the unfeatured rate is 3%. Now, if we would just pull up a typical banner, we could see that there is this is the most recent Dokkan Fest banner that we've had on JP, and it's a 5% feature rate, 5% unfeatured rate. So it is much, much harder to get unfeatured characters on these banners. That is a good thing and a bad thing, though. If you don't need the unfeatured characters, like me, for example, well, I am gonna hunt for them, but we'll talk about that when I'm streaming summons. But like if you don't need the unfeatured characters, it's good, because you're pretty much only just going to be force fed the featured characters. It's going to be tough to get unfeatured units. So if you're going to jump into this banner, into the Rose and Limpbreaker Vegito banner, and you still want to get physical Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, it's going to be tough. Like, if you don't have this guy, or you need another dupe or something like that, it's like the Silver Stone is a good way. And provided he's on it, of course. And then this, like, you might have to dip into this. The good thing about both banners, too, is that they are guaranteed featured SSR at the end. So, in my experience, it's not very hard to pull these characters. Well, not here. It's not very hard to pull these characters, typically. You know, but I mean, it's all RNG anyway. We have a new stage added to the Heroes EZA area. This is for Lags, who is not on here. She's not on the picture for some reason. Okay. It's her. Right here. Wait, I actually didn't even... I have not even looked at what she does, actually. I just realized that. 30% dodge. Oh, okay. So she gets up to 50% dodge. Okay. Okay. She seems shit. She sucks. I think she sucks, probably. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. So there's that. We're going to get a burst mode on the Limpbreaker Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta Dokkan event. Obviously, that's going to be fun. I believe the two missions are Crossover and Dragon Ball Heroes, right? Is that correct? It's Crossover and Dragon Ball Heroes? I believe it's Crossover and Dragon Ball Heroes is what it is. Yeah, Dragon Ball Heroes and Crossover categories. Okay. Kind of, I actually was thinking we could see, like, Grade 8 Power or Time Travelers be one of the two. Because, I mean, Heroes and Crossover is almost the same thing. The only difference is, like, maybe, like, you could use, like, AGL Bardock on here. Or, like, you know, a Raleigh characters or something. Or Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Like, that's pretty much, right? Like, it's not much... Like, you're going to be using basically just a hero team in both. Okay. So there's that. Then, of course, there's the 3 new stages for the Heroes Red Zone, which we have right here against Lags, Golden Metal Cooler, and then Hearts. Last year, Cumber was the final stage, and he was tough. Cumber was a real fight, in my experience. So I do think that Hearts could be challenging. Do I think Hearts is going to be as strong as Omega and Fusion Zamasu? No. But I think Hearts will be a real stage, is what is my expectation. But we'll see. We'll see. Then, of course, there's the Daily Roshi's thing. We talked about that. A bunch of the previous events are returning. A lot of the hero stuff, sure. Yeah, now that we've had so many years of them doing this hero stuff, we just so much content, right? Like, there's actually a lot. Then, like, the fight. Oh, the fighters stuff is coming back. Okay, infusions. Yeah, okay. And then that is pretty much it. Yeah, so there we go. The hero celebration, man. This is good. There's a lot of burst mode. We have a nuking event. We have red zone stages. I mean, this is fire. Like, this is really good. To me, it probably is, like, it's a good thing that this kind of, like, really, like, special, like, you know, like, unique characters, like, they're actually given, like, a really strong celebration and really good kits, right? Like, I would argue it's probably better that, like, I would much rather this Vegito be what he is than, like, Super Trunks be good or Turles be good, right? Or one of those characters. Like, this, because this is a once-in-a-year thing. Obviously, I want better villains, right? But, like, this is, I'll take Vegito, like, being good, and we'll sack the rest of them off. If that's what Dokkan did, sign me up. I'm on board. So, let me know what you guys think of the hero stuff. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.